Air Force Colonel Vance Spath also declared null and void a decision by Marine Brig. Gen. John Baker, 50, to release 3 civilian defense attorneys from the Capitol terror case. The lawyers resigned last month over a covert breach of attorney-client privilege involving something so secretive at the terror prison that the public cannot know. Wednesday evening, with Baker confined to his quarters in a trailer park behind the courthouse, Judge Spath issued another order directing the 3 lawyers, Rick Kammen, Rosa Eliades and Mary Spears, to litigate Friday in the death penalty case against Abdulrahim al-Nashiri remotely from the Washington, D.C. area by video feed to Guantanamo. Baker is the chief defense counsel for military commissions and the second highest-ranking lawyer in the Marine Corps. He had excused Kammen, Eliades, and Spears from the case on ethical grounds and refused to rescind the order, prompting the judge to find him in contempt of court. Baker also invoked a privilege stemming from his oversight role and refused Spath's order to swear an oath and testify in his court. The judge's dizzying pace of events, sentencing the Marine general in a 35-minute hearing, then ordering 3 civilian lawyers to defend the Saudi in his capital case by video link, came as the colonel sought to force the civilian, Pentagon-paid attorneys back on the case. Spath, who has declared they had no good cause to quit, had ordered Kammen, Eliades, and Spears to come to Guantanamo on Sunday with other war court staff for a pre-trial hearing. They refused. Kammen, a veteran Capitol defense attorney who had represented Nashiri for a decade, said Spath's order to travel was an illegal effort to have 3 U.S. citizens provide unethical legal services to keep the facade of justice, that is the military commissions, running. Nashiri is accused of orchestrating al-Qaeda's October 12, 2000 suicide bombing of the U.S. warship off Yemen. 17 sailors died, and dozens more were injured. He has been in U.S. custody for 15 years and was arraigned in 2011. No trial date has been set, in part because the sides were still haggling over what top-secret evidence the defense can see as it prepares for trial. Also, Nashiri needs to have a court-ordered MRI to see if he suffered brain damage during his 4 years in secret CIA custody. He was waterboarded, kept in a coffin-sized box, and subjected to other cruel treatment detailed in the Senate's torture report. In his latest order, Spath threatened the 3 civilian lawyers with a contempt of court finding too. He told them to appear at 8 a.m. Friday at Military Commission's headquarters in Alexandria, Virginia. The Pentagon would provide a link with the top-secret courthouse in Cuba on Friday for a hearing, expected to take testimony from an unnamed witness, and would also set up secure terminal equipment for the accused terrorist, Nashiri, if they wanted to consult, the order said. Spath issued the order to the 3 civilians more than 6 hours after he sentenced the general to 21 days confinement in his quarters, which happened to be in a trailer behind the war court compound called Camp Justice. On Thursday, a federal judge holds a hearing on whether to halt the war court hearings because Nashiri lacks a learned counsel. In Spath's court Wednesday, Baker attempted to protest that the war court meant to try alleged foreign terrorists had no jurisdiction over him, a U.S. citizen. Spath refused to let him speak and ordered him to sit down. "There's things that I want to say, and you are telling me that I cannot say them," Baker said. Spath replied, "This is really not a pleasant decision," calling the proceedings neither fun nor lighthearted. Spath said Baker was out of line in invoking a privilege. Privilege, the Air Force judge declared, is a judge's domain and a judge has the authority to weigh and review privilege. Without that, Spath said, there would be havoc in every system of justice. He added that, if left unchecked, a chief defense counsel would have the power to essentially dismiss a war court case. The judge said in court that a senior official at the Pentagon convening authority, Harvey Rishikoff, would review Baker's sentence. Defense Department spokesman Major Ben Zakrisson said Rishikoff will determine whether to affirm, defer, suspend or disapprove the sentence in the next few days. Wednesday's was the first contempt conviction in the post-9/11's military commissions. In fact, No other war court judge has held a contempt proceeding.